Benders post game begins now, presented by the Inside the Rink Podcast Network at InsideTheRink.com. All your Bruins content and Benders merch. The swear jar is open. Click the thumbs up and subscribe.
Who's swearing?
Swearing for joy.
Yeah.
This post game show is available on all podcast forums tomorrow morning. The Boston Bruins beat the Dallas Stars 6-3. Throw the chapeaus, as Jack would say. This is unbelievable. I mean, this is unbelievable. And right now, boy, it's a team red hot, can do no wrong. Playing great together. You can feel the vibe is just, they're just feeling it. Now they got the road thing off their backs. I mean, let's be honest. So now what is really stopping them? And their defense was much better tonight. They held the Stars down and shots on goal. Couple of penalties were taken, but nothing too egregious. Actually, a penalty kill early really helped them gain some momentum against the number 2 power play in the NHL. I mean, look at. I don't know how it's happening, but everybody's having a career year. I mean, it's just one of those years. Everybody's having a career year.
I'll take it. I'll take it, and I'll run, Tom, run like the wind. Yeah. Everybody's having a great year. Look, that first period, they've had some good periods where they've scored goals and played well and whatnot. That against that caliber of team, that might have been the best first period they've played all year long.
Yeah.
They were all over them. They had their legs. They were skating. They were hitting. They were hard on pucks. They were winning battles. They were doing everything right in the first period. Against a really, really good Stars team. That's absolutely no slouch. That some people are picking to win the whole damn thing. So you proved tonight you can play with them, at least at home.
Yeah.
You proved that you can play with them. You're one of the better home teams in the league. So if you can figure out that road thing and then you can hold serve at home like you've been doing all year long, people are not going to want to play this team in the playoffs. They're not. They're not going to want any part of the Bruins in the playoffs because they have pretty good goaltending. They're a pain in the ass to play against. Some of those guys are going to start getting away with a little bit more. Zadorov is going to be able to get away with a little bit more. They have a heavy fourth line. Like, they have the ingredients. The power play scored. I guess it was 1, but should have been 2. Arvidsson scored a couple seconds after the power play expired. So the power play gets going a little bit. The penalty killing, like you said, pretty good early on. They gave up 1 late on a, kind of a nothing, kind of a bad luck thing by Hampus. But, he takes a penalty because that's what Hampus does.
Yeah.
But, they're going to be a team that people aren't looking forward to if they happen to draw them in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a team right now that's red hot. I hope they can sustain it. They're not getting a little hot a little early, but they are hot right now. They're winning at home. They're winning on the road. They're 28-10-1 at home, which is just outstanding. It's remarkable. Only 10 losses at home. It's insane. And that second line with Arvidsson. How much money is he going to make? 24 goals now.
Yeah.
Patrick tonight. That line's been obviously terrific. Now with Reichel added on, I don't know if it's as much Reichel or is it just that Lindholm's taking some of the pressure off him, going down to the third line, maybe a little bit of a reduced role is taking some of that heat off of him.
I think so.
And now he's scoring goals, 5 in the last 6, 17 goals now. And I'll tell you, and like I said last post game, if they're willing to play him on the third line as the center and just play him as a $7.75 million player, then I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. With the cap going up and everything, I'm fine with it. But if they're going to force feed me the first line thing again next year and try it again, then I'm out. I'm out on that whole thing.
I'm with you.
So
I think this, I've said it all along that this is where I think he belongs. They just paid him too much money.
Yeah.
I like the player overall. And if he wasn't getting paid what he's getting paid, the expectations wouldn't be where they are.
No.
You would have brought in a guy for, $4.5-5 million. That's a good two-way player that can chip in a little offensively. and give you, 15 goals and 40 points.
Yeah.
Like that's fine. That's great.
Sure.
But the fact that they paid him what they're paying him, and then they were trying to force feed the first line, and he doesn't really drive the play, and there's all that kind of nonsense. Like, that's not really his game. That's not where he fits. He fits in perfectly where he is right now. And like you said, if they're willing to do that thing and play him here for the rest of the year, I think he can thrive there. I do.
He can too. I really think he can. Playing him with Geekie, and here's the other thing that I was thinking of late in the game. Like, James Higgins is never going to touch the ice if this keeps up. They're not going to screw with it. Mikey, Eyssimont, and Alex Steves are in witness protection. James Higgins isn't going to get a bite at it if they keep playing like this. I mean, Reichel's going to have 2 or 3 bad games to get Higgins even a sniff or a thought. So,
and he was pretty good tonight, Reichel.
And look at he had one play where his speed again. He went in, didn't finish it, but it was a really good play, individual play to get to the net. He has good speed. He's not screwing the thing up. He's adding a little bit different dimension to that line.
Sure.
Fitting in. He's not jumping off the page now, but he's not noticeable to where he's making mistakes, and he's back checking pretty well. He's doing all these details. He's doing all that. So if that happens, then fine. Going into next year, maybe you have to figure out what you're doing there. But right now, again, there's no need to ruin the chemistry of the team right now. I mean, the team is just completely together. It shows you the benefit sometimes of showing some confidence in your team, not making the moves that we thought they should, and saying, okay, you guys deserved it. Go ahead and finish the deal. You earned that spot. And now they're taking advantage of it, and they're really starting to hit their stride. And I never thought this team would be this good. I'll be honest. And I was wrong. Like, I still don't know how it's happening. I'm glad it is, but I just don't know. I don't know how it's happening. But it is. And sometimes the team just comes together and feels good playing with each other and gets it done. And I'm not sure how.
What do you got?
What do you guys think happens first? James Higgins playing a game for the Boston Bruins, or Viktor Arvidsson getting an extension?
James Higgins, because I think he's going to play late in the year. I do think.
I think once they clinch, I think he'll play.
Yeah, that's what I think too. That's what I was going to say when you were talking about it. I think he will end up getting games, but it will be after the Bruins have clinched a playoff spot. I think at that point they'll bring him up, they'll put him in a little bit, and if he, offers a little more than Reichel, maybe production wise, maybe adds another dimension to that second power play. You could see him stick. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes and how he plays. But, Bridget Pro was on, the Women of Nesson, whatever broadcast at some point tonight, and was talking about Higgins in Providence and said he seems to be kind of a step ahead down there. Like, he seems to be thinking a step ahead, from a lot of the people around him. So to me, his time down there is probably limited, but we'll see how that, goes.
I mean, he's going to play in the playoffs down there anyway.
If he signs his ELC, I don't think he can.
Oh, he can't go back.
He can't go back. So that's probably something else they'll think about. If things are going well up here, maybe they keep him down there and he just plays the entirety of.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
I think unless someone gets hurt.
Yeah, and then he comes, he comes in next year, looking to win a spot.
Yeah, that's kind of the one drawback of it. But
yeah,
we'll take playoff hockey in Boston, and it's looking like it's getting closer to that. I mean, it's just they have 94 points now. Montreal was ahead. I don't know if they won that game. They were ahead 2-1. But yeah, it's a
Canadians are up 4-1 on the Lightning.
Okay, so they'll stay 2 points ahead of Boston right now.
Flyers are losing. Some other around the league here. Flyers are losing. Blue Jackets are losing. Sabres beat the Islanders, so the Islanders lost, Senators lost, and Red Wings lost. So
that was a good night.
Pretty much everybody that you wanted to lose, that's right around you in the standings, lost. So,
the stars are aligned this year.
It seems that way. It really does.
It's kind of destiny. Like, I don't know how far they'll go, but it's kind of a destiny thing where now it's just everything. Look, they're relatively healthy. I mean, they're completely healthy, relatively speaking. I mean, they are. They don't have nobody out of any significance at all. Other teams do. They've been healthy for, since McAvoy came back, they've been pretty healthy for the whole thing. So that's a big thing.
Hintz and Sagan tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they're missing guys. I mean, everybody they play seems to be missing guys here and there. So, and then, Shabbat was gone from the Senators, and Allmark's been a mess. And, the Islanders got dusted last night by the Penguins and lose tonight. Red Wings lost Larkin for a bit. He comes back, and they're struggling. Now, Flyers were hot, but now they're starting to taper off. I mean, it's just one of those years. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't think you need to explain it. I think you just need to hop on board.
Jump in
the deep end with both feet. Let's go.
I'm green, I'm black and gold. I don't
whatever. No more floaties. Jump right in.
No, I'm kicking like hell.
Yeah.
From doggy paddle. Saved my life. But I mean, it's tonight. I just want to go through a few things before we get to the banter. First thing was Pastrnak. He had 3 assists tonight, I think it was. He's got the most assists of his career now. And it's been great. I mean, he's really learned to drive a line with playmaking and goal scoring now. The issue is, and we see it in the comments does he get too pass happy? And at times I think he does. He looks to make I will admit that I love the pass too. Like, nothing is better than like slick pass to someone who scores. Like, it's just something about that in hockey. So I know he's starting to get that fever. Like, boy, I love this. This is great. Like, this is my playmaking and stuff. And he's really been more of a complete player. But you'd still love him to be the goal scorer that he is. And there's times where he will pass it up when you're like, Jesus, David, shoot that puck, please.
Yeah. I mean, there certainly was some instances tonight where you thought he really should have shot that. But I'll defer to David Pastrnak. Whatever he wants to do is fucking fine by me.
Right now? Absolutely. Yeah. Now, if they get shot out 3 games in a row, then I'll fucking yell up.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up with 5 shot attempts, 2 on net, 3 missed. Oh, sorry, the other way around. 2 3 shots, 2 missed. So 5 total shot attempts. Had a couple of one-timers early on that, Andre made pretty good saves on.
Yeah.
So, he had one that was like a drop pass when he had, kind of nobody in front of him. I think that at that point he was kind of feeling it.
Yeah.
So, but I'll defer to Pastrnak. Like, whatever you want to do, man. Like,
it is right now. It's a nitpicky thing, but if it starts to be that we're giving up the opportunity to score, then that's a different story. I wanted to talk about the resurgence of the fourth line, and I think that situation with Columbus, where Joonas and Kastelic fight, they get a lot of praise for it from the team, from the media, and now I think that gives them a little bit of a boost. Like, they played well tonight. They were on it tonight. You could see that they were back in the groove, so to speak. So that was good for that line, and I think that line can be a difference maker if it's playing the way it should play. And I think that last night really, Sunday night, whatever it was, really helped them with those 2 fights.
Yeah, I think they needed that going down the stretch here, because like you said, you can't do that every night. You can't play that style every night and expect to hold up. And, they fought a couple of big boys, like a couple of...
They did, like the biggest boys. Yeah.
Olivier might be the toughest guy in the league.
Yeah.
And Kastelic stood in there and didn't turn it down. And all the credit in the world to those guys, because I certainly couldn't do it. But,
no.
It shows a lot of guts. It shows a lot of toughness. It shows that, those guys are going to stick up for their teammates, like the whole thing. And I think, like you said, I think the teammates really respected those fights. And I think that did give those guys a boost tonight. And hopefully that carries them through the end of the regular season. And then, in the playoffs, it's a whole new ball of wax. Like, it's a whole new ball game. I think those guys will be up for it. They'll be flying around. They'll be hitting everything that moves. Because that's how they have to play. Get the puck in deep, bang bodies, wear the defense down. That's why they're out there. And then if they ever happen to chip in offensively, it's certainly just gravy on top.
Yeah. Well, the question is for me: defense, special teams, because special teams have been inconsistent. Penalty kill is still 27th. But the other thing is the third and fourth lines. Like, what are you going to get from them?
Yeah.
Are you going to get some of the offense you need from the third line? Can it be a difference maker? Can it be a bad matchup? And then the fourth line, can it create the energy? Can it play its 12 minutes and really, thump people and forecheck and be gritty and grind it and not be scored on, like you talk about? Like, don't be scored on at the very least.
Turn the momentum in a game, possibly.
Right. Right.
With a big hit or a fight or whatever it is.
Right. And lose the momentum if you give up a goal because you're not doing what you should be doing. So those are really the question marks for me. And right now, the third and fourth lines are starting to really come together and making it a more balanced lineup. And Husnudinov is, I give him all the credit. Like, we don't love him there overall, but Jesus, I mean, whenever we get to a point where, like, okay, maybe this isn't good enough, he comes in with a game or two that kind of swings it back the other way. Like, there's a resiliency to his game that's been evident this season.
Yeah, he's still young and he has 15 goals. Like, to me, he's not a first line player. I'll just put that out there.
No, he's not.
Away.
No,
but he can. I still want him on my hockey team. Like, I'll take him on my team because he can chip in. He's hard on pucks. He's fast. Like, he wins battles. He does the right things most of the time. Like, you don't ever see him make like an egregious type of turnover.
Right.
Usually, like, he's usually doing the right things, putting the puck in the right spots, all those kind of things, and he can play up and down the lineup. Like, he's shown, maybe it's not what you want, but he's shown he can play on the first line. He can play with a guy like Pastrnak or Minton. He's shown that he can play third and fourth line. Like, he can move around the lineup. He could center even if you need him to. So he's got a good versatility about him, and he'll chip in a little bit offensively. So I definitely want him on my hockey team. I don't love, him being the first line winger there.
Up the middle with Minton, Zacha, and Lindholm and Kuraly. But the top three, like, we banged on the up the middle, the centers. They need more better centers, not good enough, blah, 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 blah. It seems to be good enough now. Well, it is good enough now to make the playoffs. People are saying that they could win a round or two and be hard to play against. I'd still like them to see them get a playmaking center and bump maybe Zacha to the wing or something like that, and move Minton back down. But, at this point, maybe, could they be, in fact, fixing the center spot kind of on the fly? And are there pieces there that could make it at least manageable? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, it's not elite by any stretch of the imagination, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, Elias Lindholm as your 3 is pretty good. And then, Minton has some potential there. And I think Zacha's better at center. Like, I just do.
Yeah,
I think he's better at center than on the wall. And Middlestat seemed to kind of find a home there on the wall. Like, he won a bunch of puck battles tonight.
He did. I mean, he's played great.
He's
since
played
suspension.
so much better since he got scratched.
And figured it out.
Yeah, he's skating. He's moving his feet. He's he's a big body, so he's using that to win some puck battles and protect the puck better. And then Arvidsson's such a pest. He's in there just causing havoc, and that line's been so good. I would leave Zacha there in the middle because I think that's where he's his best. Mm-hmm. And then you hope maybe James Higgins can end up on that top line with Minton, and then you don't really have to worry about necessarily having a center that drives the line. If you have Pastrnak and Higgins, like, that should be enough to drive the line, obviously.
Yeah, I'm really. It excites me thinking about a Higgins, Minton, Pastrnak line, like two young guys, two 21-year-old, a 20-year-old and a 21-year-old or whatever, playing with Pastrnak, a good two-way center in Minton, and then someone with some playmaking ability in Higgins. It really excites me to see what that thing could be.
Right.
You know? And even if you go a year down the road where it's your second line, maybe, it could be something that's just that line kind of stays together for a while. And it kind of flip-flops first or second line, whatever it is. So,
sure.
It's amazing after these last maybe 2 months how much you change your view of the team. That being said, with four guys actually acquired, four top forwards on the team were acquired at the deadline last year, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Does Sweeney fall in love with this thing? And does the plan change?
Absolutely, he falls in love with it.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely, he's in love with it. I'm in love with it, and I
am too.
I thought it was a bottom 5 roster at the beginning of the.
But I'm fearful that it takes a step backward next year.
Yeah, I mean, it probably will. Like, their expected goals and all that, all the fancy stats, kind of all year long, haven't really been in their favor. I looked it up. Or I saw somebody post on. Post on X. Since like January 1st, 5-on-5, they're the third best team in the league, which I was fucking floored by.
Or something. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Plus,
and I think a lot of that has to do with how good the middle stat Arvidsson.
Well, absolutely. I mean, they're 5-on-5. They're the best team. The best line.
I think they're the second best line in the league. 5-on-5.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a big part of it, but. Look, Sturm put those guys together and stuck with them, and they're performing. And then they moved Geekie off the first line, which was a good thing because he didn't really have anything going. And Kuznetsov with Minton and Pastrnak has been good. Like that line together has been good. Mm-hmm. And then the third line's now starting to come around with Geekie and Elias, Lindholm and Reichel. So they're starting to find some, balance through the lineup here. And, if they can get Geekie going, that could really be, a key for them in the playoffs.
The contributing factors for me when the 5-on-5 play improves is Minton moving up, Lindholm moving down.
Yeah.
Has helped. Zacha being fantastic has helped, obviously. But also McAvoy lending to a lot more offense. I mean, that has helped them be a better 5-on-5 team. They're getting something from the back line offensively. And that's something that's been kind of a under the radar, sometimes over the radar weakness of the team is offense from the back end. And
sure.
So that has been better. And largely because of McAvoy. He has 47th assist tonight. I mean, he has a career high in points. So that was a big development in helping the team play better 5-on-5 and also win some games. And he feels better about his game. And I think when it's all said and done, other than Pastrnak, I think when McAvoy's going better, it really affects the team in a positive manner. Maybe the most other than maybe Pastrnak.
Yeah, I would say McAvoy, Pastrnak, Swayman, like those guys, are the
have
key.
To be going well.
Yeah, like if they're not playing well, then you can't win. Right. When McAvoy is slumping, like the defense is in shambles.
Right.
Because he plays so many minutes and they count on him to do so many things. Like if he's off, the whole entire defense is off. And since he's come back from his, from the jaw and all the facial things and the Olympics and this year he's up to almost a point per game pace right now. He's like 0.9.92. Like over the course of a full season, that's like a 74, 75 point clip, which would be far and away his best season ever. So he's
it
really
would be Norris. So
I mean, he would be in the conversation, I think, if he played more games.
More offense.
He's I mean, it makes a huge difference when he's going well. And he seemed to have found his game and I think he has simplified a little bit, overall.
I definitely think he has. He's not skating around like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know,
and I think that's a big part of the reason that he's kind of gotten back to, the way he was playing a few years ago.
It just takes, you know what? I am adamant about this. I think Montgomery really fucked the thing up.
Oh, absolutely.
And they were terrible. It went from really good defensively to terrible. The inmates running the asylum, the whole thing. And McAvoy was a big factor in all that. Yeah. He suffered playing under Montgomery, and it's taken Sturm this long to clean up some of this crap.
I agree.
Now they're becoming better defensively. They're much better 5-on-5. They got to clean up that they were good on the power play. Now not so good. They haven't been great on the penalty kill. They got to clean some of that up. But almost to a man, they're playing much better under Sturm. And I think Montgomery did far more damage than people even want to admit. The thing was a mess.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sturm said one of the, like last week or a few days ago, said that one of his main things that he had to do was build the culture back up. That says a lot.
Says a lot about the coach.
Previous
coach.
Yes. It does. I think it does. And it speaks volumes to the kind of work that he had to do to get these guys, back playing, the way that they can and should be playing. What do you got, Connor?
I can understand the coach aspect, but don't you think that this also has a lot to do with the players in the leadership group that still remain? That a few players retired or moved on, and all of a sudden the culture is gone?
No.
Yeah, it says something. Well, here's the thing, is that this leadership group has actually shown me a lot this year.
Yeah.
Like this particular core. Like, they've taken a lot of heat, and people have questioned what, if they have enough, what it takes, all that stuff. And I think they're showing this year that they really do have what it takes. Maybe it took some time, but now they're showing me a lot. Like, McAvoy showing me a lot. Pastrnak showing me a lot. Like, they're starting to come around, and there is some leadership in the room. Maybe Zadorov helped some. Maybe Arvidsson has certainly helped some. But I think that Pastrnak and McAvoy deserve some of that credit too. I mean, they stand up at the media. They talk every time. They give the media what they need, even when they suck. They own it. So I think that they have learned, and they are starting to develop as quality leaders. And it's taken some time, and they took some heat. But I credit them for, when they left, when Bergeron and Chara left, sure. And Marchand couldn't handle it. I don't know, something happened there. So now you have this void in leadership, and they had to kind of take it over. And I think they've done a pretty good job, and I think they've made some strides.
Yeah, it didn't start off well. I'll definitely say that, but I don't know if it's necessarily on the players, because I think the coach drives that thing. Like,
he does. Oh, he does. He definitely does.
Like, Montgomery was letting the players essentially police themselves, which is ridiculous. Like, a coach has to hold the team to a standard, even the leadership group. So if the leadership group is not held to a standard, their play slips, just like everybody else's play will slip. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Montgomery held any of those guys to a standard. I think he gave McAvoy free reign. He was like, go out there and pretend you're fucking Bobby Orr.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. No. And I think it took a coach like Sturm, who's kind of straightforward, kind of blunt, to kind of pull the reins back in on some of these guys and get them to kind of buy into the system and believe in it and say, these are the kind of things we need to do to win. Like, this is what we have to do. You can't be, all over the place, offensively, defensively. Like, these are the key things that we need to live by in order to get wins. And I think, credit to the coaching staff, but credit to those guys for buying in and believing in Sturm and taking his coaching and accepting the message and all that. And, I think everybody right now is bought in. And, I think the win the other night, coming back from 3 down, because McAvoy said it afterwards, and it was pretty true. Like, you have to do it in order to believe in that.
Yes.
When you get down 2 or 3 and you come back, but you never quite get over the hump.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not really sure we can come back from 3 down. But when you do it, then you're like, now there's belief in the room.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that gave the entire team a big shot of confidence, as we go down the stretch here.
Without question. All right. Benders Banter presented by Evolve ABA, which offers consulting services from a board-certified behavior analyst into adult day programs and residences, schools, and even businesses using the principles of applied behavior analysis. Evolve ABA is also pleased to offer staff training in collaboration with parents of children with autism and other special needs wishing to learn more about the science of applied behavior analysis. To learn more about Evolve ABA, call Sean Daly at 774-823-5016 or go to evolveaba.net. Sean Michael says, Elias? Tell you that that's a first of all, that play was great.
It was
a nice stretch pass to Pasta. It makes this little blind behind the back pass.
Yeah.
And what a missile.
Yeah.
From Elias Lindholm, far side top. It was just fantastic.
Absolute
big time goal. I mean, huge goal because you lost the lead.
Right.
You're going into mission saying, fuck, we lost a 2-goal lead. Dallas has some momentum. And 13 seconds in after the locker room, you score. And it's just like, okay, we're back at it. Like, here we are back in the driver's seat. Huge goal.
I think you got to give some credit to Spot on that one too, because that's a face-off play on the power play, out of an intermission, and I'm sure they drew it up and said, "This is what we want to do."
This is what we're going to do. Yeah.
For the first play, if we win the face-off. So credit to him, credit to those guys for executing, and what a shot by Lindholm.
What I'd love for them to do is, Spot has been a great addition. I'd love for them to get a defensive-minded Spot next year on the bench to help with that thing, and then I think
not
you're in
Leach, not Kells.
No, not those guys. No. Almost the exact same shot as his goal against the Leafs, says Pejman. Yes, didn't see that coming, says Sean Michael. His rally hat Sunday, his clothes today. I think Zaddy has gone mad. Victoria, yeah, Zaddy. I tell you, it's Zaddy time coming, baby. He could smell it right now.
Yeah.
He can smell, like I've seen a little bit of a resurgence in him too. Like he had a flat period there.
He did.
And now he's saying, "Oh boy, we're gonna make the playoffs, and that's my time, baby." That's why he said it. He said it. Like I play to play in the playoffs. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So he's ready to go, and you're gonna see a pretty fucking good Zaddy, pretty engaged Zaddy in the playoffs.
Yeah,
which I'm excited about.
Me too.
And I think you're gonna see a pretty engaged Elias, because he had his last playoff was a good one with Vancouver.
It was.
So I think they both smell it right now. Look, I love 88, but he's pissing me off with constantly passing up grade A chances to pass to some fourth liner, says Pejman. He did it a couple of times tonight where he's passing it to Jeannot, goes to the net. A goal scorer would go with purpose. Jeannot just went like he was an 8-year-old running to recess. Like he didn't know where to go. Like he went to the center of the playground and was like, what do we do now? Like, and the puck just went right by him. It was just insane.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. But yes, I agree with you. He'll pass to anybody. He doesn't give a shit who you are.
He doesn't give a shit who you are.
He has faith in everybody. God bless him.
Yeah.
I don't.
More faith than we have.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Michael says someone needs to tell him he's an elite goal scorer for sure. I've said it. I'll say it again. He needs to be your goal scorer. He needs to be your guy. And I love the playmaking because it's needed. But he still, at the end of the day, needs to be your guy.
Yeah, he's got to find a balance.
Yeah.
Because look, he's gonna, especially in the playoffs, he's gonna get a ton of attention. So if he can draw guys to him and then dish it off for other people to score, great. But he's got to be selfish at times too. When the opportunities present itself. So it's got to be a balance. But I think he's going to get a ton of attention because I think they feel like, look, if we can hold Pastrnak down, we have a really good chance to win.
Sure.
So, I think you guys probably will continue to see him look to pass because I think he's going to get a lot of attention in the playoffs, and I think they're going to be more than one guy on him at times. So
I'm interested to see how teams play it, and if they try to take away the second line, like if they try to really clamp down on the second line.
That would be
that could be it. They could be like, you know what? We'll take mind of Pasta, but this second line's killing everybody all year.
Yeah.
Like maybe we'll take our chances with Pasta and Hustinov trying to score goals.
Maybe. Maybe.
Could be.
I think that's a mistake.
I think it is too.
I think it's a mistake.
Andrew Paterkin says, Beaver fucking taps. How about Yoki Haru? The day before April Fool's, and the Joker scores his first Bruins goal.
First goal is a Bruin, and it was a fucking snipe. He stepped right into it.
He did.
Not a boy.
Did. And I'll tell you what, just as he beaver taps, when he scored, he looked like he scores all the time. He's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a little fucking selly there.
Christ.
Okay.
Boy. Mr. Beaver Tap says Benjamin.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Jesus, Beaver Taps is great. We need a Beaver Taps t-shirt. Just says Beaver Taps.
Can you imagine just a picture of fucking Yoki Hayu with Beaver Taps?
Pejman.
Or a beaver in a fucking 20 jersey.
Yeah. Beaver Taps 20. Zadorov beat the shit out of Ben last year, so I would hope he doesn't want that again. Wife just asked if that apricots guy still playing for the Bruins, says Andrew Paterkin.
Yeah. He's like plus 130 or something.
I know. He's like
he's Bobby Orr type plus minus season.
Yeah, he was +1 again tonight. 24 shifts.
Had an assist.
Steady Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again,
22. You can
make a list of 10 things that have gone right.
Oh my God.
Have this year.
That is a huge, huge development for the defense.
Yes.
The fact that they could find a guy that could play with McAvoy. Yeah. He's solid defensively. He skates pretty well. He's fairly physical. He's not the biggest guy, but he doesn't make really stupid mistakes often. Like he's done it here and there. But overall, he's been so good and such a find for them.
Yeah, then he looks a little like Freddie Mercury. So
he does. Which is fantastic.
Which is great.
You know? He should be leaning into that shit, right?
Yeah.
Like his growing feet should be like under pressure or fucking.
It should be.
You know?
Yeah. Show must go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, what are we thinking about an Arvidsson jersey? Does he definitely get signed, Matthew Curtis? Here's the thing. It's going to be a lot. Does he want the money or does he want the comfort and the money?
Right.
And I don't know if the Bruins will break the bank for him. I don't think they will. It's going to be about, does he feel comfortable playing with Sturm, who he's always gotten along with? Does he like his line mates, which it seems like he does? It's a pretty good fit for him. It's a big market. Does he take a 4x7 something, which maybe the Bruins would do 4x6 like that? What's that?
4, right? He's getting 4 now.
He's 32 years old.
No, but he's getting he has a
$4 million deal right now. He's making $4 million bucks.
Okay, so if he could sign like a 4-year deal for 6.5, I mean, I think the Bruins would do that.
And I would probably too.
When it starts getting 7.5,
it gets like 5 years and 7 and 5 and 8, 6
I don't
and
think
7.
The Bruins will do that. They may go another year. They may give him 5 if they say, "Look,
the money's lower.
What about 5 and we'll give you $30 million? What about that?" Like I could see something like that happening. Mm-hmm. But once it starts to creep up, like 7.5, I think the Bruins probably would bow out. So it's really up to Arvidsson what he values. Does he value
it? Other teams too, because they might know that, look, this is Viktor Arvidsson. He scored goals in the league, but it's still Viktor Arvidsson. So there's nobody else wanted Viktor Arvidsson that I could tell.
No.
So I don't know if this year really changes that. I think teams around the league might just say, "Nice year, Viktor."
Right.
But I'm still not going to invest a ton of years and money in you because we kind of know what you are as a player, which is fine. He's a fine player. But I don't know how much the other teams are going to look at this and be like, "Oh, we got to have that guy." And that still might not be the case. So,
yeah, I mean, before his resurgence this year, he had 25 goals with LA, then 6, then 15. So
I'll tell you what, though, in a weak UFA year, that might be the thing that gets him a little bit extra than he should.
I mean, it could. So, I mean, it really does depend on what he wants to do and if he likes to fit here and so forth. So,
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how that thing shakes out. Because I think that's, he's kind of a, I mean, it was a really good signing and it's trade, and it's kind of a sneaky, what are you going to do with him kind of a thing. here because, like you said, the free agent class isn't great. So if you go out and you spend $6.5 or $7 million on someone else, are you going to get the same kind of production and leadership and doggedness that Viktor Arvidsson gives you? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I think
if you can go get Jason Robertson, then you move on from Arvidsson.
Absolutely, yes.
But I don't know I don't think we consider enough the fact that who can you get? Like we just think go get a guy.
Yeah, that's
you get.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to say is in free agency, like the big name guys are going to go to the big teams that they think they have a chance to win. And I don't think Boston, even if they make a little run here in the playoffs, I still don't think Boston's really one of those teams.
No.
So you're going to be looking at second tier guys, and I would say Arvidsson probably falls into that category. So he's going to be probably pretty sought after, I would say, on the free agent market.
Sure.
After the kind of year he's had. So, is that a guy that you can bring back and you kind of need him? Like you kind of sneaky need him. Like, he's one of your top goal scorers on the team right now. Like you kind of sneaky need him.
But the other thing is he can do it here.
Yes.
Like some guys can't.
That's true.
So he can perform here and perform at a high level. So that's another factor that's kind of sneaky, is that some guys come here and they can't do it. So there's a comfort to having him, which has some value. I don't know how much. I don't know how much people are willing to go that route. Pejman says at this point, I think it's all but a lock he is extended. I just hope it's not for more than 3 years. I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be at least 4 years. That gets him to age 36. I think that's in the way he plays, and I see him being able to do that till he's 36. Just the type of player he is. He's kind of a water bug. He's an Energizer bunny. Unless he gets hurt, I don't see that going away. And he can score goals. So, but anything over, like you said, 5-6 years, I don't know. Now I need a lower value on that. And Pejman agrees, not much better on the UFA market, and he loves it here. Yeah, those are some good factors. Mr. Poe, $4.99. Am I dreaming, or is Arby the second coming of Gretzky? Dude's an absolute beast, and this team is looking like a wagon. Yeah, I'm definitely dreaming. Yeah, I'm not going to wake you up right now, Mr. Poe. Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate it.
Sweet dreams are made of these, baby.
Yes, I mean, like, you know what? This is one of those seasons where I spent, 70 games talking about how they weren't good enough. They're not going to have it. Not going to. And now I'm kind of kicking myself thinking, maybe I should just enjoyed it while it happened. Like just kind of enjoy. There's no expectation.
I was trying to tell you that.
I know, but I'm such a cynical bastard.
I know.
Who's been with this team for 53 years that I just couldn't wrap my hand around it.
Fucking hop on board and ride the fucking wave. Ride the wave with him.
I had Harry Sinden on my shoulder, like fucking.
Yeah.
Just couldn't do it. Like I have such fucking bad memories.
Yeah, I mean, we have some PTSD from previous seasons.
Yeah, we do. People get honest about it. And it's hard for me. It's kind of in our blood. We're kind of negative by nature.
Yeah.
So when it comes to sports, so it's because we don't want to let ourselves down. We don't want to jump in. But I swear to Christ, if they lose 7 in a row coming up here, I don't lose my mind on this program. I am. Well, when's Otter getting pulled? Geekie needs a goal, says Victoria. Yeah, he didn't get it tonight. I'll tell you what, Pastrnak's still in that. He's close. Like my prediction of him being the highest goal scorer, it's still an outside possibility. Give him a Hattie, Thursday in Florida. Matthew Curtis, with the exception of the first period against the Blue Jackets, there really have not been many flaws with this team in 4 games straight. Great 5-on-5 offensively and defensively. Good PK and power play, rather. Yeah, I mean, the power play won them the game pretty much, or tied them the game against Columbus when they scored that goal. Penalty kill tonight was a really good start to the game. Killed against the second best power play in the league. So, yeah, I mean, things are coming together with it. The 5-on-5 play was very encouraging because typically those teams win. It's a good 5-on-5 team. So you have less, typically, in recent years has been a little bit more, but typically have less penalties, more 5-on-5 play. It's a tighter game. So you need to be able to be good in that. And the 2011 team was the best 5-on-5 team on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what kind of, road teams, road wins and 5-on-5 play are kind of what I look for as to start. And right now, Bruins have kind of getting over that hump with those two things.
Yep.
Good sign. Matt Curtis, this 4-win streak is no joke. Sabres, Wild, Blue Jackets, Stars. Yeah.
I mean, that's legit. That's legit.
It is. It really is. It really is. I mean, Sabres and Jackets on the road.
Yeah. It's legit.
Sean Michael says, send Lindholm to the Nesson Control Center with the Broads. Here's my thing. And I don't care if, it's not about the women in sports.
I didn't care about that.
It's the fact that whatever they do, they're taken away from it. This is the biggest game of the year. These games are the biggest games of the year. Do that shit in November. You know what I mean? Where everybody's sleepwalking through the first 20 games of the season. Do it then. But don't do it now when I want you to analyze the game. The game's important. The game is what matters. I'm watching the game. So I don't, everything else is like a distraction. It's just everything's Dallas scores. It's like an afterthought. No, they cut the lead to 2-1, Judd. This is a big fucking game. He's acting like it's preseason, and it's 2-1 Dallas, by the way. And it's not about that. It's just about they do this stuff, and don't put them in the booth. Nobody gives a shit about what they say. I'm watching the game.
Yeah,
I'm not even paying attention to what the people are saying. I don't care who it is.
Yeah,
you can put Bobby Orr up there.
Right.
I've heard all the stories already. I don't need to listen to him talk tonight. I want to watch the game.
Just a little foreshadowing, maybe for 3 episodes.
It bugs the shit out of me. Everything else but the game.
Yeah.
I don't care about the woman's cookies. I mean, I'm sure they're chocolates. I'm sure they're delicious. But Jesus, unless I'm getting some in my living room.
Yeah, but I mean that was between periods, so that I'm fine with. Put
it all between periods because I'll just turn it on the Red Sox.
Well, right. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Boys are on a heater now. We better not get swept by the fucking Panthers and Marchand. Well, Marchand is out, Lucky Charm.
Yeah.
He's out for the year. They have a few guys out for the year.
Yeah, there's their entire top two lines. Yeah. Marchand, Barkov, I think, was it Bennett?
Was it Sam Skevers? No, I can't remember.
No, he played tonight. There was at least one other guy.
Lindell, I don't know.
Yeah, it might be Lindell. That are done for the year.
Yeah.
Aren't playing anymore.
Yeah, Victoria said a lot of the Panthers are out for the season. But they dusted the Senators in Elmark tonight.
They sure
5-0 after 1.
Yeah.
I mean, what a mess in Ottawa. And I thought Ottawa they're not going to make it. I thought they were going to make it, but now typically though, at the end of the year, when all is said and done, your weaknesses and the things that really have held you back bite you in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
And that's been a thing all year. And here it is. Just when they get right, it comes back and bites you. And it's uncanny how it happens. And that's what's happening right now. Florida sitting just about everyone, so they get McKenna. Yes, the severed soul. Wouldn't be a Korpi game without 3 goals against at least. Jonesy. Hat trick for Arvidsson, just like we all thought. Yeah, throw the shot pose. Pejman, give Hampus A to Arvi to alternate with Zadorov. Okay. I mean, if he does sign, I think he's considered, Arvi. This friggin' team brought me a steak and cheese from Lena's, says Josie. Craig Campbell, Victoria. He won't be negative about this game. By his own admission, he will be negative about the next one. Gotta love it. Yeah. Fuck yeah. If they lose to the Panthers, I'm woe is me again.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't lose that game.
They shouldn't lose that game. No. I mean, right now, the rest of their schedule is getting a lot kind of lighter. They just went through a daunting period where they won all 4 games.
Yeah.
That was a big stretch of games, but Panthers.
Well, the problem with it is it's mostly all on the road. I think they have 2 home games left.
Yeah, they have 2 home games left.
I mean, that's really the what they have to overcome.
right now they're at Panthers, at Lightning, at Flyers, at Hurricanes. Next 4.
Yeah, I mean that's tough too because at Hurricanes, at Lightning, certainly, and the Flyers are kind of hanging around. I mean, I think they lost tonight, but they've been kind of hanging in this thing.
They're hanging around.
So if they don't fall out of it before that game, the Flyers are going to give you all they have because
sure
see you a little bit in front of them in the standings. If they haven't fallen out of that thing, they're gonna give everything they have to beat you. So you got to be up and ready for that one.
No, you can't fall asleep right here because you can easily lose these 4 games.
Yes,
and below everything you just did. So right now you're at 94. You're 8 points ahead of the Senators. They have one more regulation win, oddly. So it would take kind of a collapse.
Mm-hmm.
But losing 4 in a row on the road is just a collapse that you would need to make it dangerous the last 3 games. So bad news bears, says Bruins 1970. Eileen, $10. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a big win.
It's a huge win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, playoff hockey is going to be fun. Post games in the playoffs are always fun.
I felt like in the first period tonight, the Bruins were in kind of like playoff mode. Like it felt like they were up the game. Like they knew it was going to be a big game. They knew it was going to be a hard game against a really good opponent, and they were up and they were ready from the fucking jump. And it was nice to see because that doesn't always happen. And they tonight came out ready to go. And like I said, I think it was one of their best first periods of the year.
Yeah, I mean they had some momentum from the win. And then they're probably looking ahead to the 4 road games and being like, let's get this home game right here against a really good team. And they've beaten the Canes, the Avs, the Stars. They've beaten good teams at home this year. Matthew Curtis, also, this is not a team that gets swept in the first round. At this point, they're more likely to be the ones doing the sweeping. That might be a good call. Like, I don't see them losing 2 home games and being down in 4. I don't. Especially if it's like Buffalo, because I really think Buffalo can be had. I think they can be vulnerable. Don't have a lot of experience there playoff-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'd be a good divisional matchup for you. Carolina's scary.
Yeah, Carolina gives you problems with their forecheck and with their speed. They give you problems.
They do. I think right now, if I had to guess, I would say Carolina series is 4-1 Carolina. A Buffalo series, I might pick the Bruins.
I won't because that's just the way I do it.
Your nature. You haven't picked the Bruins all year. Yeah.
No, and I'm going to continue to pick against the Bruins because we've explained this. But strategery.
Yeah. This is a jerry-rigged team of random players that are proving this sport is about teamwork, not individual players. Also, fuck Montreal, especially Caulfield. That's smuggle little fluffer. Not Pat. Caulfield had his 47th.
I love Caulfield.
I do. I love Caulfield. I do. He's one of my favorite non-players, and typically it's not a Canadian.
No,
but that dude is a good player.
He can just fucking shoot it.
Oh, can he ever?
Oh my God.
Can he ever?
Shoot it.
Yeah. David Bissett says we're hanging with the big dog.
Fuck Montreal. Sorry.
Yes. Fuck Montreal.
Yeah. Always an excuse to fuck Montreal. Always. Sorry, Matthew Curtis.
We're hanging with the big dogs, says David Bissett. Side quest life $4.99 to say Judd's laughing is becoming like maniacal, Joker-esque. Also, Morgan Geekie still can't pass. Correct. There were a couple times tonight. Well, I'm like,
correct on all accounts. Yes.
Judd's over laughing is crazy. Like whenever says
he sounds crazy.
He does sound. He's ha ha ha. Yeah, it's like count. It's like the count. Sesame Street. Let's see. Pejman, goalie fight at MSG. Wow. Interviews during the broadcast fucking suck, and Judd stopped asking so many stupid fucking questions. As Keith, I'm with you. Like, how many stupid questions can you ask? Like Keller, Megan Keller. Okay, yeah. So Megan Keller, right, is on there, and fine, great, but she's on there for like 12 minutes of play. Yeah. Like
it was a while.
A while. Like, and then finally, I'm like, is she going to be on here like all period? Like I
Right.
thought she was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and again, nothing against Megan Keller. I mean, they U.S. women's hockey had great success. The women's game is taking off exponentially.
Yeah, Boston Fleet captain. Yeah, awesome.
They get good crowds, the whole thing. But Jesus Christ, I don't care who it was. I don't care if it was the president of the United States. Well, no. I don't care if it was the Lord Jesus Christ in the booth. I don't want him on for 12 minutes.
No.
I just
yeah. I mean, to me, that's a between periods interview. Like that's a between periods thing. Like you have her on, you talk about the Fleet, you talk about the Bruins, you talk about the Olympics, you talk about scoring the goal, all that. Yeah. Fantastic. And I think Billy Jaffe and even Sophia would ask better questions than Judd would.
Yeah.
So do it between periods. I don't want somebody in the booth during play-by-play, like during game time. Like, no, I don't want it. I don't want to see it. I don't care who it is. Like you said, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Megan Keller. I don't care if it's Bobby Orr. I don't care if it's, Tom Brady or Drake May. Drake May was there.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is.
Yeah, I don't. Here's one thing. Here's one sneaky thing that I believe, and it happens on this program. Like if we were to have like players up, I think players are the worst interview.
Oh my God.
In the world. Like there'll be players on sports radio all the time. The Patriots players are on there. Drake May, whoever. Like let's say if we had, I don't know, Charlie McAvoy and everywhere there, we try to make it fun, but typically they don't say anything.
No.
And it's the most boring radio in the world or TV in the world. So it sounds good in theory. Like, oh, you've got Drake May on, but it's boring as a brick. It is. Go ahead, Connor.
On the previous show that I was on, we did some interviews with the Bruins prospects, and I will say that it was kind of like talking to a brick wall. And the entire time, you could tell that they were thinking, okay, I need to make sure that I give the right answer and don't get myself in trouble here.
Yeah.
And when we had Jack Ashan on, I knew some people who knew him, and they fed me some things that I could ask him that would kind of lighten him up, because he would be like, there's only certain ways that he would know this stuff.
Sure.
And at first he did, and he lightened up, and he was like, he must be like, okay, like only somebody cool friends would know that type of information. And then after the third question, he just clammed right back up. And it was stone cold the rest of the interview.
Yeah, he didn't want to get too loose on you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, and we usually try to do this when we have guests like that on. We'll talk a little bit about the sport, but after that, like we're not asking them questions about hockey.
No,
we're trying to get them to talk about things outside of the game, because we know it's canned answers. We know it's going to be the same shit that they would give to anybody else. So we try to get them to talk about something else. That's why on the old show that we used to do, we had 5 questions with 2 assholes. So like we would ask them just random crap questions to try to get them to talk.
The one that was the best was Bob Sosi, the play-by-play guy for the Patriots. He just didn't get the concept.
No, he didn't.
At the end, he's like, boy, next time when I come on, I'd love to be more prepared. Bobby, that's not the point.
It's kind of an off-the-cuff thing, Bob.
Yeah.
You got to kind of just fucking roll with it. Yeah.
It was so good that Felger took it from us.
He did. Stole it. And our music that we use.
And our music, too, for it. Yeah. The whole thing. The whole bit was stolen.
Yeah.
It's okay. We love you. Brick is really big on Kuraly. Said he's a key piece for that line, says David Bissett. Yeah, I mean, they love them some Kuraly. I don't think he's as valuable as they do, but what the hell do I know? Like, I just don't see it. No. Like, I think you could put a younger guy there who has a little bit more speed, a little bit more tenacity. Maybe he could put a puck in the net here or there. I think he could do that thing. I don't think he's as valuable, but again, they love their veterans that they know what they get. Mm-hmm. They don't like to be surprised. They don't like bad mistakes. They don't want to they'd rather let a guy like Kuraly make a bad mistake than a young guy for whatever reason. Yeah. So that's kind of what they do. And that's
ideally, I'd like to see who's Nadinov there. That's ideally what I'd like to see happen.
Yeah. Who's Nadinov would be good there. Or if they can get a guy who can, play there. I mean, again,
he hits a little bit more, but I think ideally I'd like to see who's Nadinov down there and Hagen's on line 1, and find a guy to play with Geekie and Lindholm on line 3.
Andre Gasso.
Yeah. You could put Andre Gasso in the center of the fourth line, sure.
Yeah, here's the thing about Gasso. It's a lot of balls for him to say, I want to play NHL hockey as a 7th round pick who was injured his senior year. Like, takes a lot of balls. Like, nobody is giving him an NHL shot right this second. Now, he might see the writing on the wall and say, I'm never going to get an NHL shot, which is valid.
Sure.
Which is valid. But don't act like you want to step in tomorrow and play with a team that's 94 points and ready to make a playoff push.
Right.
That's just, read the room, dude.
Yeah, like James Hagan signed an ATO. Like, what do you think you're fucking doing, dude? Yeah. You're not signing an ELC and getting fucking games right away. Like, that's not happening.
No.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking balls. I think the agent's kind of steering him wrong there.
As Connor would say, though, it could be a trend that could begin with the Bruins, whereas they're seeing the history of, if I sign there, I'm not playing there. So if you want to play in the NHL, you may not be able to get college free agents, or you may not be able to get your draft picks to sign if they say, where's room for me? So that could be a small issue. I don't think it's going to be huge, but I think it could be something where you might see a few more of them decide to just Vedbak, Gasso, and Yelvik all this year could do it.
Yeah, Yelvik has been hurt too. Gasso, it was a 7th round or whatever, but it's possible all those guys could go somewhere else, and if they do, they do. But I think with the new coach and his ability to get young guys to play well, so your Mittens, your Huznidinovs, they both had really good years under him, and they're young guys. So if I'm the Bruins, that's kind of my selling point. I say these guys came in and they had really good years, and they're young players, played the right way, that kind of thing. And if I'm the Bruins, that's what I'd be selling. So I think maybe they would be saying, look, we have a new coach, we have a new kind of development path now. So that would be, if I'm the Bruins, my selling point. What do you got, Connor?
I hear you 100% when you say, it's a 7th round pick, whatever. If he wants to do that, woohoo, like, good for you. But for me, even if it's a 7th round pick, it's a 7th round pick that's willing to do that to you because he sees what's going on here in the development. And yes, Marco Sturm might be great with young kids and figuring out how to put them in great positions, but he's not the one who's calling them up, no matter what Don Sweeney wants to fucking tell you. So there's still that to be had. And I think if Matt is onto something here and 2 out of the 3 or even all 3 decide to go UFA in the summer and not sign with Boston, that's going to be extremely damning on the Bruins development.
I would say, look, again, you've repaired your prospect pool to an extent, but once Hagens goes NHL and guys start not signing, it's going back to where it was. Unless you get a top pick from Toronto. It's still kind of thin. It's still kind of top heavy. So, you run the risk of it going right back to close to where it was.
I'm not sure if either one of those. I like Gasso. I hope he signs. Jelvik, I could take a leave. Like, he's been hurt and he's been fine. But he's he to me is kind of a tweener. Like, I don't.
Vedbak was hurt too.
Yeah, and Svedbak is not signing. Like, they signed the college free agent from Merrimack who had a much better year than Svedbak did. Like, he's not signing. Like, the Merrimack kid is going to be here, not Svedbak at all. Like, he's
for sure.
He got hurt and then he didn't play. Like, they played someone else down the stretch. Like, he didn't even get games in Providence. So, he's certainly not signing. The Bruins certainly aren't signing him. Like, that's you can forget about him. He's gone.
Yeah, for sure. Severed Soul says, I'm looking forward to playoffs with the Benders as much as I'm looking forward to Zadorov in the playoffs. This show is made for playoff hockey. Appreciate it, brother.
Oh, can we trademark that shit?
Yeah. This show is actually, can we use that? Let's use that. You know what? We're using that. We're using that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You should, ask Severed Soul first.
Severed Soul, you might as well use that. Okay, thanks.
I think once somebody puts it out into the ether, it's kind of, free use.
Is it ours now? We can just we can just use that. All right.
It's a dirty business.
Playoff hockey. I kind of dig that.
It's a dirty business, Arvidsson.
Arvidsson, you win the comments tonight. Just for that reason.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, so let's get to 3 up. And what's your comments on the comments?
Comments on the comments?
Hey guys, what's your comments on the comments? We love the comments.
We love the comments.
Thanks so much.
He hopped in. Must be a first-time commenter. I haven't seen him. He popped in with one. I'll bring it in here. He said, "Can you believe they were talking about trading Arvidsson or Pavel Zacha? Where are those people now?"
Yeah. So we were 2 of them.
I'm right here.
Yeah, we were 2 of them. I mean, look, at the time, well, Zacha, I wasn't totally sold on. I only said with Zacha, if you're not going to move forward with him, then you got to kind of strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah,
that was my take on Zacha. I like Zacha as a player, and if they are ready to sign him and extend him, fine. Like, I'm fine with that. Arvidsson was a different case because I thought he was a one-shot deal, and I thought maybe you could get something for him if you weren't going to resign him. But this is before this thing happened.
Right.
And no one forecasted this thing.
No.
In the site. I mean, come on. So I thought at the time that they should sell some pieces. Maybe Arvidsson and Middlestat might have been 2 of them that could get you something, or at least get Middlestat's number off the books. Peeke was another guy. If you're not moving, I'm seeing other right shot D go for 2nd and 3rd round picks. Do that with Peeke, whatever. Again, with Arvidsson, if he signs somewhere else, then yeah, he got you to playoff berth and stuff. Great. But what's more valuable? And you could debate that.
Sure.
You could debate that.
All right. 3
yes.
We'll start with downs. 3 downs. Number 3 is a little foreshadowing interview during gameplay.
Yeah,
I mean, we covered that.
Yeah.
Number 2, Heiskanen and Lindell combined -2 with a giveaway. And the big 3 in the defense for Dallas were all bad. And so number 1, Thomas Harley, -2 with 2 giveaways. Bruins played really well against Dallas's best, 2 or 3 defensemen.
They did. Well, they certainly did.
And
they did.
And
how good is Mike Johnston?
That goal that he scored.
Oh my God! The freaking little boom, boom, boom.
In tight.
The hands,
a little fake forehand, pulls it to the front of the net, a little fake forehand, and then backhand shelf. That's fucking filthy.
Yeah, I just
25 power play goals, 41 on the season. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, 22 years old.
Yeah, something.
He was. You had a chance, right? Someone was picked before him. Who was it? Was it Lauko? Who was it? Who was it? It was. It was somebody. He was picked. Jesus, I gotta see where he was picked. 3rd. Was he 3rd rounder or something? Was he, or was he 1st rounder? Maybe it was 1st rounder.
Wyatt Johnson was 23rd overall in 2021, I believe.
Okay, and that was Lysell. Yeah, Lysell was 2 picks in front of him. There you go. Picked Lysell 2 picks in front of Wyatt Johnson. Good night, everybody.
Well, I mean, who knows? Fabian Lysell could be good, but they just never.
They just don't. Yeah, I don't know.
They just don't know.
When he scores 40 goals, then we'll see.
Right now, he's concussed too. So
yeah, he is concussed. All right, 3 up. I had Henry Jokiharju had a goal and assist. First goal is a Bruin. We banged the guy all year long.
Joker multi-point night.
What's that?
Joker with a multi-point night.
Yeah, we bang on him, and he'll never get on this list again. I swear to God. Yeah. But tonight's your night, baby.
He looked like he was playing for Team Finland out there tonight. He was all over the fucking place.
I love this team. Yeah, absolutely. 2, Pastrnak 3 assists, career high in assists. Again, best players are playing their best, so that helps. And then Viktor Arvidsson with a hattie. Just a great night all around for the Boston Bruins. Looking ahead, April 2nd, Thursday night, live stream Thursday night.
Live stream.
We are with you all game and
all game,
all night. It's gonna be 4 hours of the Benders. Go ahead, Connor.
Just for scheduling purposes, we will have 2 different streams, one for the game, one for the post game. So when the game ends, we'll shut down the regular stream We'll take a quick break and switch over to the post game.
Okay. All right.
I didn't know we were taking a break.
For scheduling purposes and how long streams can go before they can potentially get wonky, I don't want to risk it for that.
All right, breaks are for pussies, but whatever.
I missed the meeting, but okay, that's what we're doing.
Here was our meeting. There was
He's
your
in-
post-it note.
Yeah, he's in charge. So there you go.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
And
Talent's always-
Momo Patra. I'd like to see them give him another chance.
Me too.
I'd move on from Lysell. There's obviously out of favor. They don't have any, this offseason, I think you move on from Lysell. I don't know what you're going to get. I don't know what kind of package he's in or any of that. In fact, both guys you move on from this offseason if you have no spot for them. But I would like to see them move on from Middlestat and give Patra that a look there.
Yes.
That's what I'd like to see. All right. Panthers, April 2nd. What you got?
I think Florida wins a tight one, 4-3.
4-3
in overtime. Sorry, 3-2. 3-2. Sway will be back in. 3-2 in overtime. Bruins get a point, but they lose.
Bruins 5-1.
Wow.
Bruins lay the wood to the hapless, undermanned Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
Thursday night. Make another.
I mean, I got to pick them to lose, so you got to pick them to win. So there it is. It's out there.
Hey, great night, everybody of comments. We always appreciate it. Tomorrow night we'll go live, episode 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk about all this stuff and more. And then Thursday night, live stream and post game afterwards. So couple of nights of Benders coming up. We hope you can join us. Until then, as always, go Bruins.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.